What's up, YouTube? This is DFishFan here, and I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys my RykoWings, since I haven't had a profile yet on my channel. Now, honestly, RykoWings are very inconsistent, but very fun to run. So I see it as a fun alternative to Blackwings for this format. Hopefully Blackwings will get more support, and hopefully come back to top tier once again. But I just don't see that happening in this format, so might as well have fun with them while you have them. So let me go ahead and show you the deck. Let me pause it really quick. Alright, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get started with the monsters. Alright, start off with 3 Siroccos. These guys are still the main beat stick of the deck. Instant 2000 beater most of the time, and you can also mill these for instant armed wing in the graveyard with values. It's a mill target. Shuras are good for swarming and synchroing, and you can run over a lot of stuff and gain a field advantage with Kalutes, so that's nice. So let's see, let me sort these out here. Alright, so 3 Kalutes. Now this guy is obviously scary for your opponent, because your opponent always has to worry when you have hand about these. So, and this also lets you get over most of the beaters out there. Yeah. 3 Blizzards. Now the reason you run 3 is because you're going to be milling a lot. For some reason you always have targets with this deck out of the 4 cards. So you mill Shuras, you mill Kalutes, you mill Abora, stuff that you don't want to mill, the monsters you don't want to mill, you can bring them back, and it's like an instant synchro. So that's pretty good. I ran 2 for a while, but 3 is actually very good. You can top deck these like a champ. Alright, we got 3 values. These are your perfect mills. You want to mill these guys. The really great advantage with this deck is when people see it, or when they see the Ryko, or they see the milling, the charge, they expect you to be running Twilight, so they expect Light Swarms, but in fact it's only Ryko, so it's really a catch your opponent by surprise deck, and believe me, it can win big. I just have a feeling I've been misplaying, and I have been misplaying somewhat, but it's not consistent. You run a Bora, just 1. You run a Gale, just 1 because you have to. 3 Rykos. Give it the name RykoWings, so that's always fun. Pretty much the goal is to pop anything you don't want on the field and mill 3 to speed up this deck, because this deck is very, very fast. Sometimes you can win the game in 3 or 4 turns if you mill awesome. Alright, so we got Dark Armed, Chaos Sorcerer, your main focuses of the deck. Necrogarna, just good to mill, save you in some cases, and Morphing Jar. Since with this deck you can play with no hand, sometimes this guy can get you a +5. So here's the monsters. We move on to the spells. Alright, onto the spells. My Laker Charger Light Brigade. Very good card. Instant Ryko and milling, so it speeds it up. Double Whirlwind, the only thing that makes Blackwings somewhat competitive. Heavy Storm, staple. Brain Control, staple. MST, staple. A couple techs here. We got Pot of Avarice, just for the draw power, since you are going to be milling a lot. You got to be careful when you use this card, though. You got to know how to use it. I don't use it that correctly, but because there's times when you need monsters in your graveyard, obviously. You need graveyard advantage nowadays. But you also want the plus, so it's kind of a you got to be lucky type card. And then Monster Reincarnation. This card really comes in handy sometimes. The only sucky thing about it is that you have to minus yourself, but it can turn the tide of the game, that's for sure. So here's the spells. Alright, onto the traps. The traps are pretty much expected, except for 2 techs I'll show you guys. We got a Mirror Force, obviously, a Torrential, and Starlight Road, 2 Bottomless, 2 Icarus, and then my favorite tech, probably almost ever, besides Swallow's Nest, is these cards right here, Divine Wrath. This card really catches your opponent off by surprise. Like this whole deck does, but especially these 2 cards. They do not expect it. They go through their whole plan. They scheme it out and everything, how they're going to beat you, and then you Divine Wrath. They're Dark Armed. They're, I don't know, whatever. They're Gothams. Try to get hand control, you Divine Wrath. You know, just stuff like that. It can really change the game for you. It's an amazing tech card. You just got to be careful when you use it as well, because there's some cards that you do not want to give up in your hand. But if you have a card like a Vayu or a Necrogard now, you know, this can really give you a plus. So, that was the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I guess I'll go ahead and show you my side deck. It's not that good, but I'm willing to take suggestions. We got DD Crow, 2 Jujus, 2 System Downs, 3 Corridors, 8 GBs, 3 Crevices for Infernities and Frogs, 2 Light Imprisoning, and 2 Gotham Recall. Alright, so that's my deck. I actually took this deck to San Diego recently when I went down there for the weekend, and I went to Artifacts where I had done well before with my normal RykoWings, I think it was. I forgot what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was RykoWings. But anyways, I did so horrible. I don't know if it's because I haven't been practicing a lot, if it was the deck, which I don't think it was, or if it was just bad matchups, because I hate stall decks, as you guys might know by now. I hate stall decks. I think it takes all the fun out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Why play if you're going to just sit there? But I guess it is strategy. Obviously, it's legal. But anyways, I got matched up against 2 out of the 3 people there through the 3rd round that ran Gravekeeper's Stall Burn deck. So pretty much a horrible, probably the worst off matchup the worst possible matchup I could have faced, because they ran Gravekeepers, main Gravekeepers like spies, so you can't run over them with your beaters. Also, like, what's the one that pops? Servant? I'm not sure. Descendant. There you go. So they ran him, and then they ran Necro Valleys, of course, to try. So there goes my whole graveyard. So pretty much my whole deck with graveyard. And then stall cards like Messenger of Peace and Gravity Bind, I think, or Level Limit Area A or B, whatever. And also Wave Motion Cannons thrown in there. So this guy, they were both really nice, but one of them, he actually topped at an, I don't know if it was a jump with it, but so it was really cool playing against him, but very annoying and some intense games. I went down to the wire with pretty much all my matchups that day, except for my last one before I dropped. And yeah, it was just a bad day, but just letting you guys know about that deck if you don't know already. It's pretty evil. Be very scared of it. And yeah, this was my RykoWings. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Alright, later, doodle.